Hey everybody, Evan here. So hopefully you have, at least a little bit of an idea of what coding is all about. But specifically what we teach here at Codify is front-end development. And what front-end is the part of a website or an application that you can see and interact with as a user. I'm not going to get too technical. I'm not going to get super into it. I just wanted to show you a quick demo of how we actually code front-end development applications, front-end applications. We're going to use languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Those are the three that you're going to learn throughout the course. To start with, we've got HTML and CSS. Now what I'm doing here is I'm coding in a live coding environment. See if I add some text here inside an H1 element, we see it render on the left as though it were in a live website. Okay, so if you guys want to do this along with me, if you want to do this alongside me, then you're going to want to go to a website called codepen.io, and you can make an account. It's free, or you don't have to. Entirely up to you. But up here where it says create, you select new pen, and that will create a whole new live coding environment for you to play around in. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and do that alongside this video, I think that'd be a great exercise. If not, then, just stick with me. Okay, this isn't going to be super complicated, but it will give us an idea of what a good chunk of code actually looks like. Okay, so if you're following along with me, just try your best to make your code look like mine. Okay, so I'm going to create an H1 element, and it's going to say, let's see, what is it going to say? How about we'll be right with you. Close the H1. Okay, I'll add an exclamation mark, and I'm going to make another H1 element, which will say, please hold on. Okay, see, now we have both elements of text here on our page. Nice and simple, nice and straightforward. In between these two H1s, I'm going to create a div element. And I'm going to give this div an ID equal to, let's call it Spinny. Okay? So take a moment, try to make your HTML look like mine. Remember, we're not going for understanding here, just demonstration. Okay? Alright, now that I've got that, I'm going to get rid of these spaces, save a little room. Now that we've got some HTML laid down, I'm going to jump into the CSS section. Okay, HTML is one language, CSS is another. They both do different things, but they both apply to the same website that we're seeing here on the left. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do in CSS, I'm going to select my body, which is my whole site here, the body of my website. And let's add text align, colon, center, semicolon. Well, now our text is centered, which is nice. Now let's select Spinny, hashtag Spinny. It helps me select that div with the ID of Spinny. And I'm going to give it a border of let's do 25 px, it's 25 pixels, solid, and light gray, semicolon. Okay, now all we see is some light gray in between these two text elements right now. We still got a ways to go with it though. In addition, I'm going to add a height of 100 px, 100 pixels, and a width of 100 px, 100 pixels. So now we got a perfect square. Then I'm going to add margin, colon, auto. Now it's in the center. Okay. And now how about border hyphen top. And let's do 25 pixels, solid. And I'm going to pull in a color here. Let's just do green for now. Green. Okay. So far so good. Next, border hyphen radius, and let's set it to 50%. Well, there we go. Now our square is a circle. All right, so far so good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's come below our Spinny block here, our Spinny selector, and I'm going to type at keyframes space spin. Open some curly braces, and inside I'm going to write 100%. Curly braces, break them apart. Transform, rotate, parentheses, 360 DEG, 360 degrees. Rotate 360 degrees. Okay? Now that doesn't do anything, but if we come back inside Spinny here and add animation, spin, let's do 1S for 1 second, and then linear, infinite. And we have a loader, a little Spinny loader. Personally, I think it's going a little slow, so I'm going to change that 1 second to 0.75 seconds, 3/4 of a second. A little faster. I like that. Okay, and we've made a loader. It's pretty cool. Not a whole lot of code either. We have, what, 3 lines of HTML, and let me get rid of these spaces. We've got 17 lines of CSS. Well, let's keep going with this for just a little bit. I'm not too fond of that green. I'm going to go for the Codify green, if you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to replace that green here in the border top with hashtag 1 ABC9C. And there we go. That's the Codify green. Okay, that's what's called a hex code. It's a very specific color code. I don't have these color codes memorized, I promise you. Just that one, because it's, you know, Codify. So let's change the text color as well. Inside body, how about, actually no, below body, let's select our H1s and give them a color of hashtag 1ABC9C. So now they also are that Codify green. Let's change their font as well. Let's do font hyphen family Arial. Okay. Now they look bold. I don't want that, so I'm going to do font hyphen weight normal. That's better. And now let's get fancy. Let's give them a text hyphen shadow. And let's try something like -2px, 5px, 10px, gray, semicolon. Now look, our text has a shadow. Our text has a nice text shadow. It's a little dark. Let's change that to light gray. It's a little better. It's much more subtle. I hope you guys can see it in the video, but it's a very, very subtle text shadow behind our shadow. It just makes it pop a little bit, makes it feel a little more professional. All right, last thing, let's add a padding of, say, 25 pixels to our H1, and then let's give them border 3px, 3 pixels, solid, and guess what color? 1ABC9C. I'm not loving that border, but I'm going to keep it for now. We're just playing here. Let's also add a margin of 50 pixels. Okay, getting better. And let's, inside our body, add a padding of 100 pixels. Alright, well, I feel pretty good about that. We got a nice, cool little Spinny loader. Now, let's take it one step further, and I'm going to copy this border top property on Spinny. This is a good time to pause your video and catch up, make your code look like mine if you want to create something like this. Once you have created it, you can easily save it. If you've created a CodePen account, share the link show everybody what you built. Or you could you can actually click on the link to my own loader, which is attached at the bottom to this video, and you can fork that project yourself and mess around with it. You can then edit it, change it however you'd like, make it your own. But I'm going to copy this border top inside Spinny and paste it 1, 2, 3 more times and change it to, let's try border left and border right and border bottom. Now let's just change the colors. Let's try purple and red and dark blue. That's pretty hideous, but you get the idea. We now have a very hideous rainbow Spinny loader. I'm going to get rid of those. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright guys, so hopefully this has helped give you an idea of what code can do. We really don't have a whole lot of code here, and yet we created something that hopefully you guys didn't know how to create when you came into this video. We're using animation. We're using a good deal of CSS styling. So I hope this has been illuminating. I hope this has impressed you just a little tiny bit. And stick around. There's a lot more coming.